Very much.
5168. Take 3290. Take 5168.
It's instantaneous success. It's like a person that's a football player that wants to go and play the grand final, and they look forward to playing in the grand final. This is like playing the grand final every day.
Hang on there, big boy.
Forex dealing is a work hard, play hard world with an image of rich brats who wreck restaurants, but always somewhere else.
I'm not denying that that has happened, and I guess it will happen again in the future, but I personally wouldn't perform in that way.
They didn't have that same process.
In recent years, foreign exchange dealing has become one of the most glamorous jobs in New Zealand. It has an image of super bright young whiz kids dealing in millions every day with a personal lifestyle to match. But the risks are as high as the incomes. It's a sort of job where you can come to work in the morning in a BMW, but if you make $1 million mistake during the day, then as far as the boss is concerned, you can go home on the bus. But so far, that mistake hasn't happened to the senior Forex dealer for Elders Merchant Finance Limited, John Key. He still gets to go home in the BMW, but there's little time to rest. Though the sun set hours ago in New Zealand, it's high in the sky over the money markets of New York and London, and traders there want an up-to-date price for the Kiwi dollar.
Hello. Hello, Dave. How are you? I see. What's taking it down there?
Calls like this in the middle of the night are commonplace, and they demand that John Key, straight out of a deep sleep, be instantly on the ball.
Couldn't you make me in that? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Just do it, I think, and pick it up in the morning. Okay, good man. Thanks, sir. Bye.
Three hours later, it's up again at dawn for the start of another 12-hour working day. John Key is a 25-year-old accountancy graduate from Christchurch. He found his first years in the business world after university rather humdrum. Only in the adrenaline-filled, split-second decision world of foreign exchange dealing does he feel fully challenged, his abilities fully extended.
They have to be winners. They have to want to win more than anything else. They just cannot see themselves as losers at all. And they must succeed, and succeed very, very well. It's almost true to say that when the boys arrive in the morning, it's a bit like me throwing raw meat into the pit, or the trading room, as we call it, and saying, eat that and then get out there and kill them.
Elders' small trading team is rated highly by its competitors for aggression and professionalism, and John Key is its leader. He's the one who tells his colleagues second by second what the price of the Kiwi dollar is and what it will be. This is a high-pressure world where $5 means 5 million, and a bill is not a note, it's $1 billion. Just 14 months ago, John Key was new to all this. Now he's on top of it.
Today is probably a little bit more volatile than normally, but certainly, you know, there's a lot of days like this.
You know, look, I think the trend is bloody there. You've got the right position. It's a shame, okay, but...
The model Porsche is a daily reminder of the rewards available to the good Forex dealer, who must combine a hard knowledge of what affects currency values with an intuitive feel for the market and all the high-wire courage of a seasoned poker player. Chris Wright heads the Elders finance team in Wellington. His job is to keep the edge on a team of stroppy individuals who can change from being petulant children 1 minute to a school of aggressive piranha the next.
I mean, our view's right. We're going to hold it, right?
They're always very self-confident, and they're absolutely horrible people to manage, I can assure you, and every time I put on a new trader, I know that they're going to give me problems because they're very forceful, as I said before, self-confident, and they know where they're going.
What others would call arrogant.
Yes, very much so.
How do you see yourself?
Well, obviously it's a pressure cooker type situation, and sometimes when things are going wrong there is a lot of yelling and screaming, But I don't think that should be perceived as people really losing control. It's just a situation where at times, you know, things happen by the seconds, and if you need to get instructions across to someone else, there's no time necessarily for manners.
John Wareham is a New Zealander whose executive employment and assessment company spans the globe. He's written several highly regarded books on corporate headhunting, and in his home base of New York, he knows several people active in the money market. So we asked him for his assessment of what kind of person would make a good Forex dealer.
I would look for an individual who had the capacity to live in a world that he'd created in his own head. I look for a creative individual who could carry the universe, as it were, inside his head, that could become absolutely steeped in this thing, that could eat, breathe, sleep it.
It sounds as though you're describing an obsessional individual.
Right.
An almost distorted one.
An obsessive person, yes, and such individuals are distorted, yes. They always have a problem that they're trying to flee from or cover up. But the trick, I think, would be to find someone who had all these qualities, and yet under it all was still a fairly mature person.
Maturity's an elusive thing. These young men deal in millions every minute, yet even they need guidance from time to time.
I become a friend and also a bit of a father image, I suppose, for the people out in the trading room. They work under extreme pressure every day, and they don't get much chance to see the outside world, and they don't get much chance to do anything other than their jobs. And so they tend to become a little bit confined, a little bit constricted in what they do.
Even out of the trading room, Forex dealers tend not to get away from the job. They socialise together, and a friendly game of squash is usually with someone in the same line of business. And always, even in a friendly match, there's that obsessive drive to win.
Hi. Good game?
Yeah, not too bad actually. A little better than that recently.
Did you win?
I was lucky in 3.
Big change.
Yeah.
Though the material rewards of living with a Forex dealer can be great, phone calls in the middle of the night and constant talk about the price of the Kiwi dollar could be a little wearying. But John Key's wife says she's adapted.
I've taken the time to get to know foreign exchange and understand it a bit more myself, because at first I was totally bored because I didn't know anything about it. But now that I understand it more, it's more interesting, and I can put up with him chatting away about it.
He's questioning it.
To an outsider, the gabble of shouted numbers in the trading room is an incomprehensible ritual.
30 is the price, okay? At 30, 20.
To the dealers, it's tens of thousands of dollars in profits, the daily scoreboard by which they rate themselves. As the central player in this daily drama, John Key relishes making decisions almost faster than the speed of conscious thought.
95.15.
5.20, Mike. 5.20. Figure 30. Mike.
5 at 15 from Macquarie.
Right.
Try and go somewhere else.
Okay.
I'll go back. Go back to whoever you call, okay?
Okay.
Okay. 05.35.
No, pass.
10.40, John.
No.
Nothing on that.
Become attuned to making decisions at a very fast, instantaneous decisions.
Are you aware you're talking about millions, sometimes billions of dollars? Is it real money to you?
Yes, it is actually. I think so, yes.
15.30.
No. 17.
So how good at his job is John Key?
He's exceptional. He is one of the best that I've seen in my 12 years within the markets.
And what makes him good?
John has an uncanny ability to know when to hold positions, when to cut positions.
Can you say this year how many days you would have lost money?
I'd prefer not to really, but it's relatively low.
Why not?
It's probably prudent not to.
Most dealers are happy if they lose money only one day in every 5. Close-Up understands John Key has failed to show a profit only one day this year.
He seems to have a sixth sense with respect to where the market is about to move to. We're not talking about in a matter of 5 minutes or a matter of an hour or a matter of 5 days. We're talking about in the next 5 seconds. That John seems to be able to read what is going on in the markets by what he's hearing through the broker boxes, through the other competitors ringing through asking for prices, or us ringing the other competitors. He just seems to know just a little bit quicker than most people exactly what's going to happen next.
So what do you do to look after him?
We certainly pay him adequately.
Well, I'm making enough to be comfortable, let's put it that way. I mean, I think I'm fairly well paid in terms of my age group in relation to what my peers are earning. Yes, I'm probably reasonably well paid.
But your boss says it ranges between 75,000 and $500,000. Which end of that are you?
I know which end I'd prefer to be.
What gives the ballpark figure? 100 grand, 200 grand?
It's probably not prudent for me to say it.
Though the rewards can be great, the work is intensive. In a field where the only commodity you're trading changes value by the second, it can be a mistake to leave the room. Meal breaks out of the office don't exist, and on those days when things are looking grim, even the most basic human activity is pushed aside.
If we are down and the market looks like we can recover some lost profits, shall we say, on the day, the people just won't go to the toilet. I mean, they'll just stay here and they'll just sit there and say, OK, we're going to get this right. And so we have a lot of red-faced people out there from time to time.
368 AMP.
You're going to do what, Taki?
A dealer who's doing well rides the crest of a wave, but if for any reason that magic feel for the market goes, the financial loss can be rapid and catastrophic. Every second, their jobs are on the line.
Yeah, me too.
If those guys went out there and they traded outside of what we consider to be normal disciplines, they would probably lose $1 million, I suppose, in an hour or so. And right at this particular point, we're not prepared to lose that amount of money. With the size of the operation that we have, if they lost $1 million, there would be some very, very serious questions asked, and I'd imagine that we would probably lose one or possibly two of our traders.
Today's New Zealand foreign exchange market is only 2 years old, but it's a particularly lusty infant. The Kiwi dollar is among the 10 most traded currencies in the world, and with high interest rates here, is very attractive to foreign investors. People like Peter Chan, who runs the trading room for the Development Finance Corporation, worry that such investors could be frightened away if the young Forex dealers project too much of a flamboyant cowboy image.
I think it's very important for this market collectively to project a professional image in the international marketplace, because ultimately it's good for this market if the international market can see and perceive that New Zealand market is a professional market and providing the type of financial services that all the sophisticated and well-run financial market can offer. Well, then we're going to see this market have a great opportunity to develop and grow.
To most people, the world of foreign exchange dealing is totally unreal, yet the risks are genuine and the consequences very real indeed. In this business, you can be a big-earning superstar at the age of 20 and a burnt-out wreck at the ripe old age of 25.
I actually don't really stand by the fact that people burn out, which is the market term for you know, sort of not being able to carry on for life. I think obviously you do get sick of not so much the pressure, but in some respects the hours, and I guess it is a pressure thing, but I personally think I can carry on doing something like this for 5 or 10 years.
My trading life lasted about 7 years, and I certainly could see the writing on the wall when the young whippersnappers in those days, I mean, I was at the ripe old age of about 27, I think, and the young whippersnappers were coming through and beating me consistently on the trades that I was doing. So I thought I better look to start doing something else, otherwise I'm going to be out of this business.
By normal standards, these 20-year-olds are mere youths, but in Forex terms, they're old men. Old men who like nothing better than to spend an evening reminiscing about the day's deals. They're like addicts who eat, breathe and sleep foreign exchange dealing.
It is difficult to relax. You definitely have to take time out to relax. And I think that's a difficult thing to do, because as long as someone in the world's quoting spot Kiwi, it doesn't matter what time of day or night it is, we've got an interest in it.